everyone, it's that time of year again. Everybody's thinking of the holidays and it's starting to get really, really chilly outside. So I'm going to show you how to do a really cool nail design to reflect the holiday season and the cold, chilly weather. And since we got the cool nail art enamel brushes and polished colors now that you can use to make a much finer, detailed little design on your nails, I'm going to show you how to do a cool nail design with a snowflake on it. So sit back and I hope you enjoy this cool little nail design. First thing you should always do is to start by pushing your cuticles back, and you can do that with this cuticle pusher that Avon sells. Just very gently push your cuticles back. Some people like to use the cuticle pusher, other people don't. I personally like to use it because that way you expose more of your nail and therefore you can do a slightly bigger amount of stuff to your nails since you have more nail to work with. Now I'm going to use the Nail Expert's Gel Strength Base Coat. It's the newest base coat that Avon has. Make sure you push it back up against the cuticle. And we're going to do that to every nail. Next we're going to apply the Nailwear Pro Nail Enamel in the Arctic waters because we've let our base coat dry now. So now we're going to start to apply the blue color. Now that we've got the blue down, we're going to wait for that to dry. Now while we wait for our polish to dry, you can get some U's drawn on a little notepad or something. And these will be good to show you like around the size of a fingernail, the various sizes. And you can take your nail art, nail enamel in the white, and you can take on your piece of paper, practice drawing some snowflakes. At first they might not look so good, but with a little bit of practice, you'll find out what looks best to you, and then that way when you go to start on your nails, you'll know how to work the brush to get the design the best way to your liking. So there's a few little practice designs. I don't know if you can see those two very well or not. But here's some practice snowflakes. You can just do some crossed lines, or you can get a little fancier and do like some little dots on the ends. It's all up to you. But we're going to continue to let our blue polish dry for now before we move to our next step. Okay, so now I've done the snowflake design on this hand. And I've done most of it on this hand here, but I'm going to show you with on the thumbnail, since it's the largest fingernail, that's what I've done the big overall snowflake design on. The others I have done partial snowflakes on the various edges and sides of the nail, because you got that little very delicate detail, and it's kind of hard to do on the smaller nails, so it's best to do it on the thumbnail. So I've started a little bit on this one. All you do is you do a line across the middle, and then you do like an X, and then you got to make sure this polish is really, really lightly on the brush, because you don't want it to be very thick when you're doing this. You want a very fine little line. On each of the lines here, on the base part of the snowflake, you're going to want to do 2 lines off of each line. And you gotta make sure you hold really, really still. Otherwise, you can really screw this up. If you need to make a portion of the snowflake a little bigger, like this one, you can do that. And then you have your basic snowflake. Now this one, I made the lines a little thicker than this one here. But whichever you prefer, whether the thicker snowflake or the thinner snowflake, it's up to you. And then I've done some where it's on the various sides, and I like to throw in a few little dots just for extra little detail on some of the nails. But now I'm going to show you how to do a nail similar to this one here, where we got just a side of the nail. So we're going to start out on this finger. Make sure you get this really nice and thin. Then you're going to want to take and make 3 lines. And when you see a bubble start coming down like this, make sure you dab it off. You're going to want to make your base lines a little thicker than what you're going to do the little branch off lines. So now that we got those 3, you're going to want to rub off some more of the polish. And then very carefully and you might need to move your brush various ways around, or you might need to move your hand various ways around to get all the little lines in there. And if your brush starts to get a little low, just dab it all in and then just brush it off so it's a very, very fine amount on the brush. If you have some lines that are lighter where you started to run out of polish, you can go back over those very carefully. And again, if you need to make a line a little bit bigger, and then I like to add the little dots in, like I did on this one, just for some extra little look. So let the polish get a fair amount of thickness of polish on it, so that you can do little dots. And then you have your little dots. Ooh, there we are. My various little snowflakes. And if there's any that you need to touch up that's slightly thin, just go back and get those ones. But wait for those to dry for a little bit, and then you'll do your base coat after that. So just wait for this to dry. Now that our nails have dried, we're going to take the Nail Expert's UV Gloss Guard Top Coat. And we're going to apply a coat of that. It's always very useful to apply a top coat, so that way you can get a nice little shine to whatever you do to your nails. Plus, when you do cool little designs like this, it'll help to fill in that nail design better. And there you have it. There's our cool little nail design. Cool snowflakes. In various different angles and directions on the nails. And all we used was the Nail Expert's Gel Strength Base Coat, the Nailwear Pro Plus Nail Enamel in Arctic Waters, the new Nail Art Enamel in white, and we finished that off with the Nail Expert's UV Gloss Guard Top Coat. And then if you chose to at the beginning to use the little cuticle pusher, filing your nails, whatever, to begin with. We practiced with some cool little designs, drawn little U's to make it like the shape of a fingernail to practice our snowflake design. And there you have it. There's our cool little snowflake design. Hope you liked it. Bye. Now, I'm really bad about getting the polish on my nails. So, in case you're somebody that wants to right away have your nails looking really nice and neatly clean, just take a Q-tip, dip it in some polish remover on one end, and gently remove the excess polish on your nail. But be very, very careful that you don't put too much on here so that once you start dabbing, it starts seeping all over your nail, because that'll ruin your cool little nail design. But if you would like to, you can put a light amount of polish remover on a Q-tip and do as such to get the polish off from around the nail. Or you could do the way that I like to do and just wait till the next time you take a shower And then when you're in the shower, as you're finishing up your shower, your skin will get nice and wet from the water, and it'll be very easy to take and just use your fingernail and pick off around the edge of the nails where the excess polish has gotten onto your finger. That's what I like to do. But you could also try the method with the Q-tip if you would like to have your nails cleaned as soon as you're done painting them.